need to see the guy that I'm and just last week is here with his homeboy and 2 females.
Now, but for clarification, you guys wasn't in an official relationship.
No, not an official relationship.
And given this situation, my man can date.
He can date whoever he want to date. But let's talk about the real conversation needs to be had. The real conversation is she feels taken advantage of and she feels used. Yep. And as a woman, as a black woman, it's very hard for us to even find a way to get into that soft era, to find the energy to be feminine and soft.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB the Flair. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got a pretty good one, man. We got the sister again trying to gaslight, right? Trying to push narrative, trying to make women a victim, as always, right? As always. And just sometimes I'd be like, man, like, why does Ace Metaphor keep putting her on here? Because there is times where I'm just like, man, okay, she might have a point, but then most of the times it's like, bro, yo, like you embody I wouldn't say every negative stereotype, but she embodies every negative stereotype when it comes down to a boss babe, an independent chick. That's your modern sister, man, who just want to feel like a victim every single time, who try to make these sisters feel like they're victims every single time. She just deflects accountability and is crazy. But this is how a lot of your sisters are, right? As you can freaking see in the audience, right? As you can see in the audience, right? When you look at all of those sisters, it's just a bunch of sisters, right, who always want to feel like victims, right? It's literally the Steve Harvey show on 10. It's literally the ghetto version of Steve Harvey show. Let's just be honest here. Some of the things she says, some of the things that a lot of these sisters on here say, I'd be mind blown. So of course the sister feels some type of way that she sees this man that supposedly probably played her, and this is what she decides to waste a few minutes on.
I need to see the guy that I'm and just last week is here with his homeboy and 2 females.
Now, but for clarification, you guys wasn't in an official relationship.
No, not an official relationship.
And given this situation, my man can date.
He can date whoever he want to date. But let's talk about the real conversation needs to be had. The real conversation is she feels taken advantage of and she feels used. Yep. And as a woman, as a black woman, it's very hard for us to even find a way to get into that soft era, to find.
Once again, the old, well, as a black woman, it's hard to do this. It's hard to do that. Let's make ourselves a victim in this whole situation, right? We always come in with the pure intentions. We're so innocent. We're sitting over here thinking of the best. We're going to get the best. We're thinking of the best out of anybody, right? We're going to think of the best from anybody, right? We're going to think of the best from Jeffrey Dahmer if he walks through this door, until they do something. And then it's, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. The little poor old me. But guess what? These are the same boss babes, same women, man, who seems to be woke and intellectual and very intelligent. The only gender within this community that sits over here, man, has the most degrees. I mean, the smartest thing on the planet. I mean, sisters make themselves seem like they're the smartest thing on the planet, right? Even though I would say to some degree they are, right? I would say a lot of your women are smart, right? A lot of your sisters are smart, right? The reason why you see them at HBCUs they're very driven to get that degree, but at the same time, they're not applying it to real life. They just live in delusion land. And that's what this sister is pretty much about to go on a rant. She's about to jump on to a rant to pretty much try to make the man seem like he's the issue. Oh, well, he's over here just wasting her time. He's over here leading her down the wrong path. He's over here just leading her on, right? She's over here, man, just some little old goody two shoes, man. Vet your freaking man. Use that education and use that brain to vet your men. Stop trying to get everybody to feel sorry for you. Stop trying to get everybody to stop trying to get everybody to feel sorry for you. And it gets even worse. She gets even worse, because what she is about to say is the same thing we've been saying for years. If a man sits up here and say, well, you know what? It's hard for me to get in my masculine era. It's hard for me to provide for my girlfriend or my wife. It's hard for me to sit up here, and be the man of the household. It's hard for me to sit over here, man, and lead and provide. It would not make any sense. Men will sit over here and clown you, and women will be turned off and sit over here and clown you. You're not a real man. You're not this. You're not that. But we have to sit here and take this rhetoric from this sister who's going to sit up here and say, well, it's hard for us to get in our soft girl era. It's hard for us to trust these men. Bro, sis, stop it. Right? Stop it. But I bet you, and I promise you, she was probably one of those sisters, man, who dealt with so many bad men because of her bad choices that, hey, guess what? That till this very day, I'm going to keep pushing the narrative. All of our sisters are trying to date men who are good men and this and that. No, a lot of your women men have very piss poor standards.
Energy to be feminine and soft. Because most of us by default then had to be in survival mode for so long that going into soft mode take work. Like being able to break out of that exterior, that take a lot of work. So for you to have done that work and giving yourself to someone that you felt like was deserving of that, only to have that thrown in your face is a slap in the face.
It is.
But let's leave that. Now I'm gonna leave that there.
Once again, can't take any accountability. Now somebody's gonna sit over here and say, well, you gotta let her finish, right? Allow her to finish. You done said enough. Right? You said enough. You said a whole bunch of nothing. Right? You did a whole bunch of gaslighting and then a false narrative pushing. Oh, we gotta be, it's hard for us to be soft and feminine. Imagine if a man sits up here and say it's hard for him to be masculine because, hey, guess what? Every date that I take a girl out on, it always ends with, okay, well, hey, maybe next time. And then after the second date, I never hear from these women again. After the first date, I never hear from these women again. Don't you think men are the main ones who sit up here, take these women out? Right? Who sit over here, hey, maybe I think this chick is right. Maybe I think this chick is right. Men have to constantly spend money on money, taking different women out. Hell, sometimes taking the same woman out before they freaking can even get into a relationship. Spending tons of money. And guess what? A lot of these times that these girls that these men take out, that these guys have hopes of dating, never happens. And guess what? These guys going back home, and look, you got to drop the girl off, right? Then you got to sit over here, hear her snickling, giggling. Oh, well, he's this or he's that. Well, I just really wasn't into him, yada, yada, yada. Right? Now you got to drive back home. She ain't offering no gas money. I mean, like, bro, right? She going back home snickering. And guess what? She's getting ready for the next man to sit over here and do the exact same thing you did. And this is what women get all the time. Women have the power to be able to deal with any man that they want and take advantage of any man that they want. How do you feel about men who are in marriages and get divorced, right? And have to sit over here and pay all of this money in alimony, pay all of this money in child support. You don't think it ain't rough for men? You don't think men are sitting over here saying, well, damn, I thought this woman said she loved me. Well, damn, I thought this woman said, man, she would never, ever leave me through thick and thin. But guess what? Now she done took half everything in my household, about to go bankrupt, taking my kids. That's a man putting all of his work into a relationship, into a marriage, into a woman, just for her to end up taking everything away. 90% of women get alimony and custody of the children. But hey, guess what? We're just going to ignore that because guess what? That's just part of life. That's what men have to deal with. Well, hey, guess what? When you make bad decisions, that's what you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to deal with your decisions.
You gotta hold your own for a second because you had no business that wasn't for you, and where your heart at for him.
Hold on, you said throwing around the love word. Did he throw the word love around?
Yeah.
He took advantage of her.
So hold on.
Wherever you are.
Like I said, bro, she wants to make her feel like a victim so bad, right? She wants her to feel like a victim so bad. Actions speak louder than words. So if the man is sitting over here saying he loves you, then obviously he has to back it up. He obviously ain't backing it up. And once again, women will always be able to sit over here and be gullible, sit over here and be disingenuous and say, well, I didn't know the man was this way. I didn't know the man was this way. That's their go-to for anything to get out of accountability, to get out of being held accountable. And that's just sad, right? That just sad, and that just speaks volume on the women that we have today, especially this sister right here who keeps once again trying to condone this behavior. Y'all do me a huge service, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe. Y'all tell me, man, how y'all feel about this?